So, welcome. If there's anyone coming in for the first time or joining for the first time, um, the summer, feel very welcome. Welcome back. We're all glad to see you here. Um, I hope you can hear me well and see us with no disruptions. Seems to be a little more stable today. The wind has gone here. We seem to have a nice, cool day. Sun is coming up. So here we are. Our last day together this week with Christine. Thank you for this week, Christine. Quite navigational, I have to say. We've been navigating through the patterns of constant change, which are the ground base of all our journey. And Christine has led us in different shapes. And I'm guessing this last day will be a very nice wrap up of all that. So, yes, Caroline, it seems to be freezing. When I do some movement like this, I can see my hands freezing a little. So, sorry about that. I think it's the connection. We've been having connection problems from a couple of months now. I'm really not sure what it is, but unfortunately, there's not much I can do. So, let's do the best we can. So, Christine, as trained as a Zen practitioner for many years, and she's been teaching with us also for she's been teaching with us for a few for quite a good time now, which is very nice. She completed a postgraduate degree in Buddhist psychology and mindfulness-based psychotherapy at the Karuna Institute in the UK. And in 2016, she met Martin Aylward and trained with him as a mindfulness teacher. She lives with a family in Geneva and has been teaching meditation and supporting people in their outcoming spiritual journey for over 2 decades now. We'll be here for the next hour, and well, Christine will address the theme with a talk, and then we'll have time for our guided practice and hopefully some time for questions and comments. If you wish to ask a question, please, you can use the chat, and please write in capital letters question so we can differentiate that from the comments. You can also come on screen, and then you have the little digital hand on the bottom of the screen, so you can click it, and I'll do my best to bring you on screen. This is pretty much the status. The last thing I want to speak about is, as usual, Dana. As Martin would say if he was here, this is Friday, it's Dhamma drum day. Banging the drums of Dana a little louder. I won't be doing that. I've been speaking and talking about Dana extensively all week. I think that in the spirit of the Sangha, Dana has been more than established and more than grounded, because we all know what it means. This interconnection, this gratitude interconnection. It's really the heart-based foundation of this all work we do. Is we do this work because we want to bring the Dharma closer to the community worldwide as much as possible in as many different settings as possible. We do not want to have sponsors or do not want to go beyond the reasonable marketing. Um, this is established. We had a team meeting yesterday, and it's always a pleasure to see you. A very short meeting, a very small meeting, a very small team, and I think we'll be showing up a little more so that Sangha can feel that we're all part of this as well. And it's wonderful to keep on thriving and working and having ideas and listening to the Sangha and not having anything else to do that but the return, that whatever comes back from the Sangha. It's such I would even say it's quite a rush, after being in the corporate world for over 20 years and being always in the stress of doing more to earn more and to present more results. There's nothing of that here. We're just doing hard work, and we feel completely compensated by whatever you can give, whatever your presence is, whatever your returns are. And this is for me, it's the ground principle of dana, of this interweaving community that we all are. So, coming to practical things, we still need to pay our bills, like Christine needs to pay her bills, like we all need to function in this world. So, a bit of donation is always welcome. However it is, how much it is, doesn't really matter. It matters that you contribute with your heart. And I'll post the link if you feel drawn to it. Please donate whatever you have donated through this week, and we'll donate until today midnight UK time. Will also be shared with Christine. So as a token of appreciation and support for all the support that she has given us this week. Okay, enough. I actually have banged the done and drums a little more. Okay, thank you, friends, for this week. Thank you for your presence, for your practice, for your continuous support, and have a nice weekend. But before that, have a nice session. Thank you all.
Thank you, George. So, yes, this is our last day together, navigating constant change. And today we will focus on joy and balance. So, let me first start by telling you that last week I woke up in the middle of the night. I was dreaming that I was about to enter a zendo, a meditation hall. And then I got this big cramp in my right calf. It woke me up. And the following lines popped up in my head. Be aware of the great matters of birth and death. Life passes swiftly. Don't waste this unique opportunity. Awake, awake. Time waits for no one. This is a quote from Dogen's work, the Shobogenzo. Dogen was a 12th century Japanese Zen master, the founder of the Soto school of Zen Buddhism. When I was training in Zen as a young woman in France, I heard these lines many times. but I had forgotten them. The version I just read to you is my translation from French. In some schools of Zen, those lines, or something similar, are written over the door through which one enters the Zendo. In other schools, the words are chanted or recited. Be aware of the great matters of birth and death. Life passes swiftly. Don't waste this unique opportunity. Awake, awake. Time waits for no one. There is an urgency in these words that I find very compelling. When our lives are dictated by fear, we live locked up. Like when Siddhartha, as a young man, was confined in his father's palace. Intuitively, we know that something is not quite right. We are living half of our life. We know this because we are never really satisfied. We are never really happy. We accumulate things, possessions, money, friends, beauty, power, memories. And yet, our lives feel confined. We can feel it. We can feel this lack of freedom. Fear puts us in control mode. We are trying to avoid loss. Maybe I'm exaggerating to make a point, but it's a bit like we are living in constant paranoia. When we become mindful of, and yes, when we become conscious of this fighting and pushing back our experience, when we become conscious of this striving, we can feel the body of fear through the contraction, the tension. When I started that practice, it felt like my whole body was a knot of tension. It shocked me. It was so obvious that I was hurting myself. Not on purpose, of course, but I was hurting myself. And I had been unaware of the tension until then. So yeah, there's an urgency to wake up, to be fully alive. Do you want to be fully alive? I certainly do. Healing and wholeness have the same root. We heal when we become whole. Wholeness. Fully alive through the whole damn process of comings and goings. Life. Awake, awake, says Dogen. We can awake. We can wake up from our delusions. We can free ourselves from the limits of who we think we are and how we think life should be. We can wake up from the glittering, seductive fortress of our preferences. We can let go of the striving and the struggle. Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen master who passed away lately, says, smile, release. Yes, because perhaps the worst part of this struggle is that it doesn't allow us to relax and enjoy. When our meditation is enjoyable, we need to learn how to relax and enjoy. We need to let go of the fear that the enjoyment will pass. It will. I do find it interesting, though, that when we are in a highly pleasant meditation state, jhana in Pali, we often think that it is here to remain. We think, at last, I have arrived. So we hold on tight. But that means that fear has taken over again. John Walwood, a clinical psychologist and psychotherapist, deceased today, was a leading figure in bringing Eastern and Western psychology together. About his journey in Zen, in his book, A Psychology of Awakening, he wrote, I had been operating under a romantic fantasy of enlightenment, culled from the old Zen stories I had read, that somehow, in a moment of realization, all the old patterns would fall away and I would awaken a new man. That seemed such a noble way to find freedom. So John Walwood is pointing to the fantasy, the romantic fantasy of enlightenment. It is a fantasy. Disappointing, huh? Disappointment is okay. Much better than deluding ourselves. We can hold the disappointment with loving awareness. A few more words on disappointment. You may ask, as I did, I actually asked Martin Aylward about this, what is the point of all this searching if it all goes away in the end? If it all disappears, what is the point? This is the point, answered Martin. To stop the search is the point. The blissful states will go, yet the wisdom of the insight remains. This is the insight. So when life is harsh, we awaken with compassion, karuna in Pali. When we are panic-stricken, powerless, because there's nothing we can do, we hold ourselves lovingly in the container of our body, like we did yesterday in the meditation. Love is always here. It is our birthright. The practice of holding the wound literally saved my life when everything was falling apart. And it will fall apart again. So yeah, breathing with love, one step at a time, lovingly. And when life is sweet, we awaken with appreciation, with joy. In Buddhism, joy is another flavor of love, mudita in Pali. Spiritual joy, mudita, comes through awareness of the preciousness, the fragility of life. When we are fully aware of life's impermanence, and we learn to hold our life with loving awareness, not only intellectually, but through experiencing it directly with all the ups and downs, then it becomes extremely clear how precious life is. How miraculous it is to be here in the first place. It is in front of our eyes. We need to see it so that we don't sacrifice the simple, radiant moments we are living. We don't want to sacrifice them with unhelpful worry about the future. When we underestimate the simple joys of life, we are missing the opportunity to wake up, to awaken with joy. Amid the catastrophe, there's some happiness. Maybe not when we are in the really difficult moment, when it is really intense. But that intensity will pass too. Like the flower that grows through the crack of the wall, we notice the flower. We notice the moment of simple peace seeping through. We learn to appreciate life. I'm not trying to paint a rosy picture. We know that we will be sad in the future. There's no question about it. But we don't want to miss the opportunity of enjoying the simple experience of being here now. The experience of life right here. In my personal life, the very real sense that my husband and our current life will be changed by sickness. It reveals the miracle of our life right now. Our time together is limited. It will go quicker than we expect. Or maybe not. The truth is, we don't know. One more evening together is so precious. Why ruin this moment with worry about what will come? Another story, I found it on Tricycle magazine. It's a story told by Paul Reps, another Zen teacher. It's called Strawberries and the Ethics of Appreciation. A man traveling across a field encountered a tiger. He fled. The tiger was after him. Coming to a cliff, the man caught hold of the root of a wild vine and swung himself down over the edge. The tiger sniffed at him from above. Trembling, the man looked down to where far below another tiger was waiting to eat him. Only the vine sustained the man. Two mice, one white and one black, little by little started to gnaw away the vine. The man saw a luscious strawberry near him. Grasping the vine with one hand, he plucked the strawberry with the other. How sweet it tasted. I love that story. We can awaken to the joy and the delight of life as it lasts. A blue sky, clouds, fall is coming. Yellow leaves will fall soon. Delight is all around. A few words on upekkha, balance. When we open to all the ups and downs of existence, we start sensing a sort of balance. The ups and downs aren't as intense. It is the fourth flavor of love, upekkha in Pali. With upekkha, we are still subject to constant change. The ups and downs are still here. But peace starts seeping in. Fear is dissolving. We start to understand that this arising and passing is not really who we are. So maybe we don't have to suffer as much. Maybe we don't have to make it so personal. Suzuki Roshi, the founder of the Zen Center of San Francisco, writes, "What we call I is just a swinging door which moves when we inhale and when we exhale." So with upekkha, we are still deeply affected by constant change. but we don't fight as much against the currents. So our experience is quite different. We are less fixated on the content of our experience. And we are more focused on the space, the holding space, the loving awareness in which our experience arises and passes. Awareness is always here. Love is always here. We can learn to go with the flow, the joy of the flow. We can learn to hold ourselves with love and appreciate being alive, the miracle of being here, alive, fully here, awake. So let me read those lines from Dogen's Shobogenzo again. Be aware of the great matters of birth and death. Life passes swiftly. Don't waste this unique opportunity. Awake, awake. Time waits for no one. And so now let's settle in our meditation. Let's find a comfortable posture. So here's the bell. Finding our ground. And through our midline, stretching towards the sky, head touching the sky. Right here, awake. Remembering our intention. The intention to alleviate suffering. Our own suffering and the world's. dropping our attention deep down in the body. Awake in this body, right here. Awake to body breathing. There is a transparency, the breath. We know it. We know the comings and goings of our breath. The constant flow. We are navigating the constant flow of our breath. We are enjoying the navigation. Enjoying the intimacy, transparency, the simple miracle of body breathing. Or I should say, the great miracle of body breathing. We are not doing it. It happens. What a relief. Nothing to do. resting, enjoying, feeling the balance. Body finding its balance through the coming and going. It comes by itself, the balance. We can feel it, enjoy it. Smile, release, says Thich Nhat Hanh. Body smiling all over. Heart smiling. It goes with the release, this smile. Our breath is like wings, or our breath is like sails, the sails of our vessel. Our breath, our sails are one with the winds. Adapting constantly to what arises and passes. Breathing everything through. We are alive. Awake. Right here, right here. Open to the environment. Aware of the environment. Aware of being aware. Lovingly aware. Everything streaming through. May we all navigate life with ease. May we all let go of the unhelpful struggles and striving. May we trust the process of living right here, in the middle of it all the ups and downs. May we all hold ourselves with loving awareness. So I'm going to ring the bell to end this meditation. So I'm telling you so that, because I never know if the sound will be too strong. So here it goes. So we have a little time for sharing, questions. Yeah, thank you, George, for writing the story of the tiger and Dogen. Yeah, I see, George, that you posted a slightly different version of Dogen's words. Yeah, there are many different versions. I translated the one I heard in French years ago. Yeah, so let me echo George's words when he talked about Dana. Thank you for your Dana. If you felt supported this week, thank you for supporting Sangha Live. Thank you for supporting me. And if your finances don't allow you, that's perfectly fine too. Welcome here. Welcome on Sangha Live. And thank you for this opportunity, Sangha Live, to have me here. So I'm reading the chat. So thank you for all of your thank yous. Yeah. It's jumping a bit, so I'm having a hard time reading. I see, it jumped again. Yeah. A lot of thank yous. I don't see any questions. Thank you all for sharing. Yeah, so let's enjoy the last minutes together, if you can stay. Okay, yeah, I may add something. So you can find me on my site. I wanted to translate it in English. It's been months now that I've been wanting to do this, but I never have yet. Anyway, if you want some support, even individual support, you can write to me. And I am transitioning also into a Dana system. I'm not quite there yet, but so just so that you know, I mean, if you would like some individual support, finances should not stop you. Dana is fine. Yeah, I'm touched by all you are writing in the chat. So go well through the day, go well through the season, and yeah. Oops. Yeah. Thank you, George, for posting my internet address, well, my site. Yeah. So, friends, thank you.